the Mahoning Valley Daily Podcast.
Hello, everybody. Welcome to the Mahoning Valley Daily Podcast. I am Ron Cabuno. Just a little news for your day, and then we'll have you on your way. Sorry I missed you guys yesterday on Monday, but I had a family funeral to attend in Chicago. And yes, my conservative brethren, I came back alive, safe and sound. It was actually a beautiful visit to very, very nice neighborhoods, and it was fantastic. The service was held at a Greek church that would make even the people over in Camel a little bit jealous at the fervor. I was actually a little nervous being in there. It was packed pretty tight, so probably go get a COVID test just to be sure. But everyone was masked up pretty good in there, but it was well attended to say the least. Love my Chicago family. What a bunch of wonderful people. It is election day, November 2nd. And locally, we have a lot of good stuff on the ballot. We have mayoral races, we have roadway taxes, we've got, of course, school board races, and levies abound. So get out there and vote, make your voice heard. Nationally, of course, all eyes are on the Virginia governor's race, and it looks like the Republican pro-Trump candidate is probably going to pull this one out, which could mean some things for the midterms. Might not, but it certainly is maybe a wake-up call to the Democrats because, like I was saying last week, they might be able to pass trillions of dollars in spending and get zero credit for it, and matter of fact, possibly some blame. So they need to start doing a little bit better of a job messaging what exactly they're fighting for up in Congress for all these months. We saw President Biden over the weekend, and continuing to do so, talk at the climate summit, saying that he wants to essentially get us back on track to where we were before Trump took office, saying that he wants to have net zero emissions by 2050, 50% reduction by 2030. Really strong stuff, and back to some really stringent standards. It's going to take a lot of doing to get to, but I think if we want to, save the world, it's something we should at least look into. And I just got to say right now, have you guys watched Monday Night Football at all this season? This is the first time I got a chance to this year, and it was really, really cool because there is an option where you get to watch Peyton and Eli Manning essentially do Mystery Science Theater 3000 and just banter the whole time while the game's going on. Not only that, but they have guests on. They had Jon Stewart from The Daily Show. They had Michael Strahan. They had the quarterback Josh Allen. And they had, of course, wide receiver extraordinaire Michael Irvin come on, spicing things up. And just watching two brothers go at it with all that football acumen was really, really cool. I mean, the game was decent, but it was a really fun way to watch it. I had no idea. I had heard a little bit about it, but definitely check it out if you haven't exercised the option to do so yet. I gotta say that, as good as the original normal announcers are, just hearing these two dudes go back and forth, Eli telling Peyton that he was wolfing down a piece of chicken between commercial breaks, giving him hell for that. It's worth its weight in gold, and it makes it a really fun watch. So check that out. Also in sports news, but really, really interesting sports news, the Cleveland Guardians are being sued by a roller derby team in the Cleveland area for having the Guardians name. Not only that, but having it since 2013 and turning down an offer of less than $10,000 from the Cleveland sports team to buy the naming rights back in June. So hundreds and hundreds of $1 million franchise said, we're going to offer you $5,000 for the new name to our team because, well, big man squashed little man. They did not accept it back then, and there is a hubbub going on right now about whether or not they should be able to continue with the name change for the baseball team. Here's what I say. Take this opportunity and run with it. You could have been the Spiders. It looks like you still might be able to turn this thing around. You're getting a second chance to be the Spiders. Drop the Guardians. Forget it ever happened. Look the other way and go into a brighter future that harkens back to your past. Please, Cleveland baseball, do this. And in some unfortunate academic news, Youngstown State University said they are going to be cutting 26 programs from their catalog, including 8 associate degrees, 12 bachelor degrees, and 6 master's programs. This is just what you're going to see in terms of consolidation of higher learning. You have fewer people entering the schools, fewer programs needed to be staffed, and they're just going to start to focus on the ones that make the most money. That is unfortunate, and the liberal arts degree is going to start to be shrunk as more people want to have specialization and something that is worth every dollar that they're spending when they go to college, if they go to college at all. So I totally understand it, but a well-rounded underwater basket weaving curriculum might not be the future for everybody in terms of what they get out of a college experience. It might not be what we all have come to know it. So that being said, it still is really sad to hear about things like music theory no longer being offered, or something like French or Italian at the collegiate level at your local state university. It's just how it's going these days. So we'll keep an eye on that. There are some fights to keep certain programs that I was hearing about, most notably Italian, and the people starting the petition to save the program cite that Italian is obviously closely linked to the area's history, and that would be worthwhile in keeping in the curriculum. Makes sense to me. We'll see how that fares. And with that, we will see you again at another episode of the Mahoning Valley Daily Podcast. Thank you very much for tuning in. You guys have a great day.